Good morning, Centers for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. We're so very glad that you joined us today. I'm going to let you know that I am actually taping this service on Tuesday, which is Election Day. And I've chosen to do that on purpose. I've done it intentionally because regardless of the outcome of the election, it's very important that we stick to principle because principle will dictate how things unfold in our lives. So I don't know the results of the election today, so I'm not going to be even discussing what the possibilities are around that. All I'm going to do is talk about principle and how we can develop our lives regardless of how this thing all played out. So I'd like to welcome you to our service today. Nadine Risha is going to be doing our meditation. She does this beautiful, beautiful segment. You've heard her before at our center. So we want to welcome Nadine. It's going to be a fabulous service. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Everything you need to get your spiritual footing is available this week at the Center. Monday kicks off the week with Dr. Joe and his Back to Basics class. When everything else may appear to be swirling around you, find your balance and way in the Science of Successful Living with Dr. Joe. Classes are live. They begin at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you can download the slides to take notes. If you'd like the full immersion experience, you're invited to join Dr. Joe to be his interactive panel. Just click the link available in the comments. Tuesday is entering the final weeks of the book study with Reverend Charles and Jeff Seeley, How to Be an Anti-Racist, Creating a World That Works for Everyone. If you've missed any of the program, they are recorded and found on the Center for Spiritual Living's YouTube channel. Be the change you want in the world. Join them Tuesday at 10 a.m. Wednesday, the Sensational Six continue to create weekly shows that inspire and shake things up a bit. This week's topic, Welcome to Reframing 2020. Reframing is a spiritual practice that changes your mental and emotional responses to people, conditions, and events. It opens your mind to other possibilities than your first and habitual response. The benefits of reframing are enormous. Reframing helps you discover the spiritual meanings hidden in everyday life and learn to be creative in how you approach the challenges you are facing. Be less critical and more accepting of others. Train your mind in virtues such as forgiveness, compassion, and reverence. Make sure to tune in Wednesday, 10 a.m. Look for the email at 9:05 a.m. the same day. On Thursday, join Dr. Laura and her special guest this week, Austin Ray. Austin Ray is a well-renowned singer and entertainer who has performed in Las Vegas, throughout the world, and at our center many times. He has a very interesting and colorful past in entertainment. Learn about Austin's interesting past, both rewarding and sometimes painful. Each chapter in his life has brought him to this moment. Find out what he is doing now. Join Dr. Laura Thursday at 10 a.m. and get a higher view. Imagine, if you can, every decision you make before you take action has been run through a filter of love. Would it change the way you interact with others? Would it change the way you interact and speak to yourself? Now imagine this is the world we can build, one heart at a time. Join Reverend Charles Friday for Life on Love. It is a live show, and you are encouraged to arrive with questions and leave with answers. Start your weekend with a dose of love, Life on Love. Saturday is a special day. It is a guided meditation from one of our staff ministers. In 30 minutes or less, you can truly hit the reset button and literally, like wiping the words from a chalkboard, start anew. Join them for a soul-cleansing guided meditation Saturday at 10 a.m. Please note, if you ever miss these live and want to go back, they're always ready for you on demand. Simply go to the Center's YouTube page, and they are waiting to support you when and where you call. Besides the Sunday service being available on demand beginning at 6 a.m. Sunday morning, the virtual prayer room, staffed by our prayer and supporting ministers, will be available in a private, personal setting like the Om Room from 11 to 11:30. So if you are seeking support, they are there for you. All of these and other weekly activities, like the Grief Group on Tuesday, and the Power of 8 on Wednesday, and the Social 8s on Thursday, can be found on the homepage of the website. Just scroll through the banners until you find the one you need, and then click on it to join or find out more. If you want more information about any of these activities, please just call the office at 760-346-4649.
So I'd like to introduce our practitioner of the day, our minister of the day, actually. Reverend Cheryl, one of our newest staff ministers, has joined us in the capacity of outreach to the community. She's already done an excellent job. We had a blood drive. We're in the middle of doing a food drive. We'll be doing a sock drive and a toy drive. She's going to be, her ministry is about putting the Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert out into the Coachella Valley and reaching out to those places and serving the community. That's her sole focus. That's putting us out there in different ways. So I'm very proud that she's joined our staff as a staff minister. I've known her since her first class. Her very first class, the first year that she cried through every single class, I was with her. So she has developed from that person who just walked in and was really down about herself and about her world, and she has totally transformed herself, and now she's one of our newest staff ministers. So please welcome Reverend Cheryl.
Thank you, Dr. Joe, for that introduction. And unfortunately, I did cry through every class at the beginning. But it was just a journey to bring me to this point, to this beautiful space that we're living in right now and that we are experiencing right now. So join me now while we share our mission statement with you. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. Now's the time that we go into our quiet space, to that inner sanctum within us where that peace resides. And so please join me now as we go into our meditation.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done and everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, and everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment here, to this new beginning here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
So join me now as we go to that quiet space within us, to that place of peace and serenity that is always our natural state of being. And know with me that there is only one power, only one source that is back of all of existence, that everything is created and is manifested through this universal power. And I know that I am continually, always in this presence, always in existence, a point of light and beauty, an expression of God, constantly showing up in the world, expressing beauty and joy and laughter and peace and serenity. All of the beauty of God is within me. And so now I know that I am in this space of perfection, that everything that is unfolding in the world is divinely guided. And I know that I am showing up in the world as a spiritual being, ready to change every life I meet, every life I touch. Everything that I am doing and experiencing in this moment is all from the thinking that is within me. I know I am creating everything that is occurring in my life. And I know that now that life is unfolding on this planet in divine perfection, that no matter how things appear, it is all God. So I am so grateful in this moment for everything that is in my life and everything that is not. I am so grateful for all of the good that I see in the world, and I'm so grateful for all the good that is innately within every human being. And so now I release my word to the law, knowing that it is already done. I just let go and let God. So if this resonates with you, please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.
Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your joy will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your truth will light my way. And your love will light my way. And your joy will light my way. And your peace will light my way. And your truth will light my way. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om.
Now take a deep breath in and exhale all the way out.
Vishnu, 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 Padmanabham Sudhesha Vishwanam Gagana Sadhasya Shantakaram Bhujagashayana Padmanabham Sudhesha
So you've already been so spiritually fed this morning with the prayer and the singing, and now it's your turn to give back to the center. We really depend on what you give us every week to keep our programs going. So right there on the screen, there's so many different opportunities for you to support our center. And we so thank you ahead of time, knowing that what you give out into the universe comes down, pressed down and overflowing to each and every one of you. Thank you for your support.
Hey, so the title of my talk today is Where Did That Come From? I got a couple graphics that I want to share with you. The first one is this, someone going, oh my God, how did this happen to me, right? There's that, oh my God, how did this happen thing. We've all felt that before, right? We don't know where it happened or why it happened, but you grab your hair and you go, oh, I don't know why this is happening to me, or you look down in disgust. The next one is you look up at the clouds and you go, oh my God, how did this happen to me? We ask those same questions all the time, but it's interesting that we're using the same power that creates this, that creates that. Isn't that amazing? Have you ever felt that way? Like, what the heck is going on? I'm so happy. Thank you, God. And you're doing the Snoopy dance. And then, a couple days later, you're like, what happened? What happened? So there's two views of this. Where did that good come from, right? Or how in God's name did this happen to me? So I want to talk about that today. And what I want to talk about today is how we create judgment and labels around different life events. As soon as the things start to happen, the celebration or the sadness, we start to create a sense and a Rolodex of judgment that we keep pulling up and reminding ourselves what it feels like to be either ecstatic or be miserable. So let's talk about that. Let's take this apart. Most of us don't know that there are people in our lives whose only job is to make sure we don't get sleep or get too comfortable and miss out on life. Do you know those people? There are actually people out there, I believe it, that their whole process in life, their existence, is to share with me how difficult their life is, and it keeps me up at night, right? They make sure you don't get any sleep. And have you ever had kids? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So they want to make sure that you just don't get too comfortable. But anyway, that's the aside. The universe holds nothing against us. We are judged by our own acts. And since we cannot act without first thinking, we are really judged by our own thoughts. So let's unpack that. The universe holds nothing against us. If the universe doesn't hold anything against us, then why do we personally hold things against other people? If the great creator is not holding against us any of our actions, what makes us think that we should stand in judgment of other people and hold sway over what we believe them to have done in our lives? It's sort of a challenge, but the universe doesn't do it. Why do we do it? I would suggest this. Let's stop judging everyone else, because the universe doesn't hold it against us. Why should we hold it against other people? We are judged by our own acts. And since we cannot act first without thinking, we're really judged by our own thoughts. So anything that we do, the predecessor to that, would that be the right word? Yeah. The predecessor to that would be the fact that we have to think before we do something. Now, sometimes we say, oh, you didn't even think about what you did. You just did it automatically. But the reality is that there was a thought process that happened, that occurred, whether it was subconscious or automatic. There was some sort of a thought process that occurred before you act. So really, we're not being judged by the act. We should be looking at and analyzing and judging our own thoughts that created the act, whether it be conscious or subconscious. Okay? So, punishment and reward are automatic. The universe does not set out to punish us. It never has. Conversely, I've set out to punish myself. And I've also, and I'll be honest, and I bet there are people out here that you've been in a really bad relationship, right? And I bet somehow, some way, you just wanted to get back at them just a little bit. You wanted to punish them for hurting you. Come on. You're not Mother Teresa, neither am I. We know that that's a human emotion. When you get angry, that you want somebody to feel the misery like you do. I want you to feel as bad as you made me feel. But that's not what this universe is about. That punishment that I'm actually seeking to administer to someone else isn't about them, it's about me. Punishment and reward, that feeling of feeling great about life and feeling bad about life, those are automatic based on the very thoughts that we've been thinking that become the acts that we're doing. I'm the one that punishes myself. You're the one that punishes. It's not up to us to punish other people. Chances are, just saying this, chances are people are pretty good about punishing themselves, and for some reason, karma has always played a big part in the evolution of things. It's funny, when I've been hurt by someone or taken advantage of, or a situation that didn't end comfortably, I've taken on this new approach over the past few years, and I just sort of sit back and I wait and I wait. And I'm not praying anything bad for them to happen, but I am observing. And what I notice is everything circles right back around, and I didn't have to do a thing except drink my margarita and watch it unfold. That was the perfect thing for me, right? Next thing, shedding some light on the biology of judgment. Let's do that. Life isn't just about the front page story. You know, it's real easy to get caught up in drama and the front page story and the leading story on a newscast and the front page of a newspaper. You know, life is about the complete aggregate of all things, which means we have to read the feel-good stories too. It's easy to focus on the drama. It's easy to focus on the things that are wrong, but also let's focus on the things that are right. It always has really bothered me at the news. When we watch the news, you get 28 minutes and 30 seconds of just stuff that you really don't want to hear, that makes you feel badly. But the last 30 seconds, they go, and now we want to tell you about the puppy of the day. Oh, let's feel good for 30 seconds. For 28 minutes and 30 seconds, you've been telling me how bad things are. And now for 30 seconds, you want me to look at the puppy or the lady that takes care of puppies. We should be spending as much time with the lady that takes care of the puppies than we do the drama. But we don't. So we have to make sure that in our lives, we make an intentional effort to stay away from the constant drama. All right, Jesus did not tell us to judge. Think about that. He did say, judge righteously. Oh my God. How many, never mind. I was going to say, how many queens do I know that have done that? Judge righteously. Judge in right ways. What does that mean? It does mean that there's a way to judge. It means not to judge from what we see or hear in the world, but to use our intuition and make decisions from love. So if we judge righteously and we look at situations, what we're actually looking at is using our intuition and coming from a place of love, not condemnation and not judgment the way we think about it, but embracing an idea that you can evaluate something based on your intuition and sprinkle it and immerse it in a decision to love whatever happens. Also, it means this, to have faith that every person is attempting to outpicture love, even if they really don't know how. Now, again, I don't know how the elections turned out. I've chosen to do this separate and apart because we don't give sermons on circumstance. We teach principle, right? So I have to know this, that no matter what's happening in the world, that everyone, whether I agree with them or not, is doing the very best that they can. And I have to know that this is all going to unfold in some outpicturing of love in some way, shape, or form. And of course, it never happens in my timeline. It has never, because I come from that generation of instant gratitude, right? I want it now, and we want peace, we want it now, we want a relationship, we want it now, we want finances, we want it now. We want everything right now, right? And the universe doesn't work like that. When all this stuff in the chaos continues to surface, we need to know that there's a reason and that there's some higher purpose that's unfolding, and just have faith that it is doing so, and refuse to move into judgment and anger as a result of any circumstance or situation that unfolds. Because how it impacts our life is how we're going to embrace it and allow it to impact our lives. And when that happens, it affects our relationships, it affects our health, it affects our peace of mind. So let's just stick with principle, huh? Next thing, normal isn't something to aspire to, it's something to run away from. Getting back to normal. What's it gonna feel like? What is normal? What's the new normal gonna be? No one knows. Why can't we just create a new normal? I think we are going to create a new normal. I think the normal that we were working within last time or previous to all of this experience since what, February? I think that normal wasn't working for us or the universe, and the process that we're moving through on this planet is awakening us to something else that needs to be done. So that normal wasn't working. Who created that? Well, however it was created needs to be recreated, and we need to rethink how we're going to do things. Now, I don't think that means we need to all be wearing masks, in 2025. I mean, let's just know that this thing all is coming to pass. But it's not just about that. It's about how we respect one another. It's about how we've been treating one another. It's about how we look at one another and how we've been judging one another. Maybe it's time for us to look at, has that become our new normal? Has judgment become our new normal? All right, so next one. Every problem has a lifespan. The question is, who's going to give in first? The problem or you? Every problem has a lifespan. Every mountain has a top. Every storm has an ending. Whatever you've done in your life has a limited shelf life. That's the way it is. Every problem has a lifespan. Now, that's not nice to hear. That's not comforting. When you're in the middle of one, in fact, if someone says that to you, you're like, oh, I'm going to tell you where to go in about 2 seconds. I'm throwing down the gauntlet because, no, you don't get to tell me that this has a lifespan. I don't want to hear that. That's not helping me. But deep down, let's recognize and know that everything does have a lifespan. That there are going to be the tops of the mountains, and there's going to be the depths of the valleys, and then there'll be more tops of mountains and depths. All of it, we're going to constantly be moving up and down and up and down. And that's just the roller coaster of life. That is the normal part of life. There's nothing abnormal about that ride, because as human beings, we don't always function on the highest levels. I've met some really high people, but I've never met people that stay on that high consciousness all the time, and everything that unfolds for them is just perfect. And no, I see them going up and down, just like everybody else. So every problem has a lifespan. So I want this idea of, let's take a new idea called no matter what, all right? Because no matter what happens this week, no matter what happens next week, no matter what happens next year, no matter what, I have to make some affirmations for myself. So I've written up a few of them that I want to share with you. The first one is this: no matter what I am feeling, I will not give up my right to choose. No matter what. I will not give up my right to choose my thoughts, my actions, my intentions. I will never give that up, no matter what. No matter what is going on in my life, I will not forget who I am. I am the divine made manifest in this human skin, this form. No matter what is going on, I need to remind myself of that, because that way when things happen outside of in my life and outside, I don't have to become part of that. It doesn't have to wreck who I am or have an impact. It will have whatever impact, or it will wreck me based on how I choose to judge it. But no matter what, if I remember who I am and not who people think I am or a perception of who I am, if I know who I am and whose I am, I'm the universe's creation, if I know that to be my truth, then I can walk through any darkness. I can walk through any challenge. I can look around me and go, these things do not disturb me. I am stronger than all of these things. I'm not going to allow them to encroach upon my consciousness, my thoughtmosphere, and create a life of chaos and despair. So no matter what is going on in my life, I will remember who I am. No matter what seems to be standing in the way, I will always remember that there is good for me to have. No matter what is standing in the way, I have to know, beyond knowing, into that place of just total immersion, right? That embodies every thought that I have. That no matter what seems to be standing in my way, and there are a lot of things that can stand in your way. Could be relationship conflict, there can be finances, there can be health issues, there can be work, creativity, whatever it is, whatever roadblocks or stumbling blocks or walls that I've hit, I always have to remember that there is good for me to have no matter what. No matter what. So as we progress into this week, just remember those things. That there's a top, and a top to the mountain, and there's the bottom of the valley. We're going to roll with it, no matter what. That I'm going to remain who I am, no matter what. That these things may happen on the outside, but I'm not going to allow it to wreck me. I am stronger than that. Who's going to give in first? You or the problem? I think we have a lot of depth and a lot of creativity and courage. We have the wherewithal to withstand however the universe unfolds for us. The question is, are you ready to do that no matter what? And so ends your lesson.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Joe. Thank you, everyone, for such a inspiring talk. Now I want to give you a little secret, tell you a little secret. This is being filmed on election day. Today is actually Tuesday. We get it all ready for you for Sunday. So what prayer I want to do a closing prayer for our oneness today, for all of us. And I think it's so important today, and I just feel inspired to do that. So when you get this Sunday, it doesn't matter. It's still all good. So let's just relax. And this is what I know. I know that there is one divine power, one creative force. It is that life force which I call God. It is the creator of all. It is life. It is our source. It is pure love and pure light. And each and every one of us is one with it. This body is a container for that oneness. We each have this body suit, which is a container for the oneness. So I recognize that sometimes I don't understand all the outcomes that the universe sends out, and I may be disappointed or I may be filled with joy. But either way, I recognize that there is a higher power at work, and everything is unfolding for our best and highest good. So from that place of love, we sit in that place of love and we recognize our oneness. We recognize the wholeness of who we are as a nation, who we are as humanity. We respect each other's differences, knowing that this multiplicity of differences is what makes us even stronger when we work together. So we work together not from I'm right and you're wrong, but from the possibility of what we can create together. And we create a wonderful, magnificent country, a magnificent, wonderful world that works for everybody. We recognize and we rejoice in our differences, and we open our hearts and our minds to learn from each other so that we can come together united in a beautiful, magnificent way. That this COVID has taken us to new levels, has reminded us of the importance of our oneness, the importance of our contact with one another. And so we respect that. We respect all life. There are no accidents in this universe, and we were called here on this planet, in this state of being, at this moment, to be a light into the world, to be that love that unites. And so I am so grateful for this thing called life, so grateful for that which I have, that which I don't have, recognizing that it is guiding me into a higher direction, into that higher view of life. So knowing this is true, I relax and look for what is mine to do from a place of love, recognizing that I am always guided by love. So I let go of this prayer, knowing that this is the truth for myself and for each of us. And I know that we each take up this mantle of love and watch life unfold, knowing it is all good, it is all God, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you throughout the week and again on Sunday.